What's going on, guys? So thank you first of all for joining our marketing class. I wanted to do this class because I feel like if I would have had some of this knowledge in the beginning, I would have been light years ahead of where I'm at today, and it would have cost me a lot less money. And some of you guys are amazing. You know, we've had long conversations on the phone, we've chatted through Facebook and other social media sites, and I figured, why not? Why can't we have these conversations and teach other people how to be successful in the dog world, or in anything that you do, really, because this will work for any type of marketing scheme that you want to throw out there for a business idea. And so let's get straight to it. I think it's probably easiest to pull up your paperwork that you got, if you got an email from me, but if not, we'll just go over some general principles. So you decide, hey, I'm going to buy a dog, and I'm going to get into the marketing world, and you're wondering, like, what should I do first? For those of you that have already done this, great job. But maybe you should have thought some things through in the beginning. So for instance, Google is your #1 source of revenue. So that's where all your sales come from. And so you got to think like a person that's going to Google looking for a dog, especially your type of dog. What would they possibly type in to Google to find you? And so that should always be one of those things that you're thinking about whenever you're going to do a name for yourself: kennel, canines, puppies for sale, get out of there, breeder, whatever it is. That maybe you need to incorporate that into your name. So I wouldn't put like Komodo.com, Komodo puppies. You know, that's not really going to make any sense to someone unless you're going to brand Komodo, have a cool logo, and you're going to put a lot of work and effort into it. But if you were going to say something like BlueNosePits.com, you know, that's going to work out really well for you. Now, it's not going to be that easy because there's two things that has to happen here. First, you got to brainstorm, ask your friends, ask your family members, you know, come up with a million different names, and then find one that rings just right. And then find a list of 5 that rings just right. And then go to Google and see if the domain's available. And how you do that is you go to Google like I'm about to, right? So we go up here, we go to Google, and I'm going to type in domain search, right? And so what this is going to do, it sends it to GoDaddy right off the bat, but I'm just going to go down here to the GoDaddy regular link. And what this is going to do is going to ask me, start your domain to search. So let's just say I put Blue Nose Pit Bulls. That's it. Let's see what sites it gives me. Blue Nose Pit Bulls. It's saying that BlueNosePitBulls.com is available, but that site is available for $9,880. Now, why is that? It's because somebody in the world types in Blue Nose Pit Bulls a lot. And if you own BlueNosePitBulls.com, you're naturally going to get that traffic. Like your site's going to pop up first because that's what they typed into Google. Aha, I see you thinking now. And now you're starting to wonder, whoa. So exactly, whatever name you come up with for your kennel, you would like it to be something that's typed into Google often. And if not, that's why you have to do branding. And so you'll notice these website Mongols, they'll go out and buy a bunch of websites with a name surrounding the newest fad. So THC, CBD, now you can't find the word CBD or THC domain name available anywhere because these website Mongols, they bought them all up because they know traffic's going to go to them. The other thing about that is that the better your website name is, the less you're going to have to pay to bring people to your site, and the less hard work you're going to have to do to build your site and make it strong, because the name itself is going to do a lot of the work for you. Now, what is the first step that you do after that? Like, okay, I've come up with a name, I've got an idea. Well, you're going to need a web designer, right? And so you can go out and find yourself a popular web designer, but here's tip number 1, that special tip number 1 that I'm going to be giving you guys today, okay? And that's this, Fiverr.com, right? And let's just go to WordPress website. I'm just gonna put WordPress website in the search bar. WordPress is awesome, okay? WordPress is like where you go, most people would go to manage a website and build a website that's easy to use. Like, it's so simple, and there's plenty of YouTube videos to kind of teach you how to work it. But you go here, and then they got so many people on here, and it gives you different prices. I will build responsive website design for $2.95. Hey. So you'll go on there, you'll build yourself a nice website. You'll pay these guys pennies to the dollar, not a lot of money, and then you can call me and I can help you out a little bit more. But they'll do all the work for you. Now, what are you going to need when you're building this website? You're going to need a lot of stuff. And so, content. When I use the word content, I mean words, literally. Like taking a piece of paper and a pen and writing down, "My dog loves chicken." Those are all words, those are called content. Each individual word that is written into a website is tracked by Google. So if you have 10,000 words on your website, those 10,000 words are categorized by Google, and it says you use the word dog 53 times, blue 100 times, pit bull 500 times, and it tracks each of those words. And then it uses an algorithm to tell you how strong your site is compared to your competition with certain words that people are typing into Google. Let me repeat that. It's telling you that if you typed in the word blue-nosed pit bull puppy for sale, and there's 50, 40, 30, 20 for each of those, and then your competitor typed in blue-nosed pit bull puppy for sale, and they got 60, 50, 40, 30, they just beat you. They beat you. So Google's gonna say they're a little bit more ahead of them, and so you'll notice on Google, you may be on the page, but they're just a little bit ahead of you. And what does that mean for you? It means you gotta add some more stuff to it, right? But you gotta be sneaky on how you add stuff to it. And so you'll need images and videos, and that's where your tags come in. You know, when you go to social media sites, you'll see hashtags, you'll see descriptive words. Those descriptive words and descriptive words for your images, they represent something to Google. Google says this is content, and then Google says this is images with content, and then Google says this is videos with descriptive content. And so each of those Google has an algorithm for, and it adds all that stuff up together, comes up with a formula, and says you rank higher than this other person. And so I don't want to get too deep into it, because you'll be here all night, like you'll feel like your mind is blown, but let's get real simple with it, okay? So I'm Brian, I build a website. I call one of these people up, depending on how much I want. I usually like to make sure I find somebody that's a professional and that speaks English. So here somebody they speak English, right? And then you go over here and it says seller level, and I want to go to top rated seller. These are like the best of the best for Fiverr. And then it tells you some reviews. You can read the reviews on there and tell you what kind of stuff they do. And then what I would do is I click on here and I would go to, look at the packages. It's gonna be 2 pages. I need 4 or 5 pages. 6 pages right here. 7 days, 6 pages, responsive design. And so I need about 6 pages because I'm gonna need a home page, a puppies page, a mom and dad page, a reviews page, a couple other things that you can go on there. And so I'm gonna need about 6 pages, and this guy's telling me $550. It's a lot of money. This guy speaks English, and once you work with him once, if you don't like it, they'll redo it. But once you work with them once, usually you'll have a good relationship with them, and they'll start doing some stuff for you a little bit cheaper. And then you got somebody in your back pocket. Now, content. This guy's gonna tell you I need pictures, and I need content. So I go up here to the top and I type in content writer, right? Content writer, that's what we're talking about. I go right here, and this guy, look, I will write top shelf cannabis industry content. Why? Because THC is very big in the website world right now. So this guy is probably professional for cannabis, but I'm just looking for content. I'm gonna look around. I will be your brilliant content writer. I will do professional SEO website content. SEO means system optimization. Basically, they're going to make sure that the stuff that you put on that page is all tailored to the audience that you're trying to attract. And so you want to get somebody like them. This lady right here, she's charging $30 for content. I click on her image, and it tells me, you know, one of your pages, she will completely outfit it with words that will get traffic to come to your website for 30 bucks. Now let's just say you don't have money like that. Like you're like, dude, this is gonna cost a lot of money. Each one of these things costs a lot of money. You can literally do a lot of it yourself. I mean, it's not rocket science. So how do we do that? You go to my page. Don't really go to my page, guys. If you love me, don't go to my page. I'm just playing. But you go to your competitions pages, the ones that you've been looking up to and you've been checking out for a long time. And you don't recreate the wheel. You go on their page and you look at some of the words that they've used and how they articulated the words, and you don't steal their words because Google will flag you and you'll be destroyed. But you rewrite it to you and your kennel and your passion. Rewrite those words. Try to use keywords. Like if you like really are trying, if you're in Texas, for instance, and you really wanted to be the #1 kennel in Texas, you're really not trying to get to the world yet. You know, you want to put words in there like Texas, Lone Star. You know, you want to put Dallas, Houston, El Paso. You want to use words like that. You know, hand delivering in the Midwest. You know, things like that in the Deep South. You want to use words like that because Google's going to notice all that information, and they're going to kind of give you a ranking around that. Now, another thing that's really cool is when you're writing your own stuff, you kind of can do your own word count a little bit. Like if you go to Microsoft Word and you're typing in your articles and you're doing your homework, you know, you're saving yourself 30 bucks so somebody else is not doing it for you. You know, you can kind of see your word count. Now, what is keywords? Keywords is the content that we need to keep into the paragraphs, like about us, information about each of your dogs. Those are the keywords. So keywords would be like, Sally went down to the store and she was looking to buy some puppies. When she got there, she noticed that there was a blue pit bull, a champagne pit bull, and a chocolate pit bull. And all the pit bulls looked so beautiful, period. So the keywords in this are going to probably be the words that are used the most. Pit bull is going to be your hit keyword in this world. American bully, colored pit bulls, champagne pit bulls. Those are keywords that you want to use. Now, I wouldn't recommend that you do that. I would not recommend that you do that. Why? Because you're brand new. You can throw those into your article a little bit, but you want to use words around that. So let's just find some keywords around pit bull, right? So go to Google, keyword finder, right? And this is going to give us some keyword research and analysis, right? And let's just find some keywords. Keyword, pit bull. And what it's going to do, oh, no, I'm not doing that. No, come on. I don't need you to do this to me. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to go back. We'll do this again because this guy's trying to make me pay him some money. Keyword finder, free. Right? Word tracker. There we go. So let's just do it the free way. So, pit bull. We'll do that. We'll hit search. And what this is going to do is it's going to tell me how many people in the world a month type in the word pit bull. It says 293,000 people a month in Google type in the word pit bull. And then around it is pit bull dog, pit bull puppy, blue nose pit bull, red nose pit bull, Hulk pit bull, American bully pit bull. These are words around it. So we're going to be smart about this, okay? We're not going to go after the word pit bull, but we're going to go after the next one in line, which is dog. So we go up here and we type in dog and hit enter. Ta-da! Now you've got other words in here that you can get into your articles that Google will give you some traction for. So for instance, Bernese Mountain Dog. you would write an article comparing the two, the dog that you breed with this dog, and you would use those words multiple times. And then you would use how to draw a dog. You'd write an article about how to draw a dog. And then you would do dog whistle, and you would use the word dog whistle into your article about the Bernese Mountain Dog and into your article about how to draw a dog. And what you're doing is you're planting those words into your website. And then what it's going to do is your site's going to have all keywords surrounding the dog word. And Google is going to say, if somebody types in dogs for sale or dog breeds, your website's going to pop up because you have so many of the main words around it that Google says, oh, this page is relevant for dogs. It makes sense for dogs. And so what we're trying to do here is you're really manipulating Google to get you in front of customers, and then you're letting the dogs speak for themselves. So what happens, somebody types in dog breeds, your website pops up, they click it, it sends them to an article that you wrote, and then they find your dogs. There is 1.07 million people that get hit for the word dog. There's 200,000, almost 160,000, almost 140,000. We're looking for a slither of the pie. We just want 5%, 10% of those people to come to our website so that we can sell 1% of those people puppies. All right? Because 1% of 500,000 is a sold out litter. Does that make sense? 1% of 500,000 is a sold out litter. And happy customers. You get to, if you have that many people coming to you, you get to have that much more control over selling your dogs. And I wanted to get into this first because a lot of people, they focus so much energy in the beginning into Facebook, Instagram, social media sites. They focus all their energy there, and they don't last a long time because you get burnt out. You're putting all your energy into this. If you start off by focusing your energy onto the internet, that's not going anywhere. But Facebook will get you. Facebook will get you. They might lose your account. You might be out of business for a month. But if you own your own website, you're good to go. You'll last forever. And so you focus that energy at a young age, right when you get started, into Google, and bam, we're on point. We're on target. All right? So this is just one idea. There's a million more, and obviously you can always call me. If you're watching this video right now, it means that I'm allowing you to call me. You can call me. I have no problem with you calling my phone and talking to me, okay? That's why you're here. That's why I'm making this video, is because you guys are part of our family now, and we're going to grow together. Us, we team, okay? Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about, we've gotten past the whole web design and the ideas behind the internet. You're going to start posting up pictures and videos, and you're going to start doing stuff on social media accounts. All right, every time you post, it's like talking to someone in real life about your dogs. So it doesn't matter what you post. If you're telling someone on the internet about dogs, if you're talking about your favorite collar, everything that you do needs to lead back to your website. It needs to lead back to your kennel name. So never, and I repeat, never, you can go back on your social media accounts and edit, but never leave a post without your domain, www.yourwebsite.com. Because, remember when we talked about descriptions? Those descriptions that you have in there might accidentally get clicked in Google. So let's say you have a Facebook ad, and you posted it up 2 years ago, and it was about your blue-nosed pit bull puppy that caught cancer and didn't make it, and you were having a really hard time, and you posted this up there, right? And then somebody in the world types in blue-nosed pit bull puppy with cancer, and your Facebook image pops up like this is a story that you had in your description about it, and they click on it and they read it. Well, now you're in front of a customer, and you don't have your website there. And now you're in front of a customer, and you do have your website because you went back and changed all those descriptions, and they click on it and they're like, oh my God, this guy knows exactly what I've been going through. He has dogs that I'm looking for. this is what I need. You can kind of ease their mind on what's happening with their dog at that time. And then when their dog, no longer is here to comfort them, they can come back to you because you've done your homework, you know exactly what to look for, and you can put an awesome dog in their hands. And I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not. This happens to me every day because I've been using this concept. Cherry picking little areas a lot of times leaves you with a big batch. Okay, so this is something that I really, really want you to do. Now here, just so you can see that I'm not lying, right? I'm gonna show you real quick. Okay, the domain overview. Okay, this is my domain. Actually, let me go back up here real quick. Dashboard maybe? Yeah, dashboard. Okay. I'm gonna take you to my website. Okay. This is my website, the back end of it. This tells you how my website is performing. It's saying, now remember we talked about those keywords and it said dog and there was like 1.07 million people there. What this tells me is how many of those 1.07 million people are you getting, are you grabbing? And it tells me right there that I'm getting almost 60% of those people to my site. So I don't think pit bulls have that much, or pit bull puppies for sale have that much traffic. I think the actual traffic right now report says that, I have to look at it real quick, okay? Give me 1 second. Visible estimate traffic, right? It says for, oh shoot. Ooh. I can't see. Oh, here it is. Right here it says volume. It says for people that type in the words pit bull puppies for sale a month, they have 40,000.5 type that specific phrase into Google a month. It also says that for the other version of pit bull with pit bull spelled out, I got 40,000 again. And then for blue nose pit bull puppies for sale, it's got 8,000. And for pit bull breeders, it's got 22,000. I couldn't go after the word pit bull because the word pit bull has been dominated by so many pit bull breeders. But what I did was what I just taught you. I cherry picked the words around pit bull and I placed them into articles and I placed them into headers. And I get 50% or 57% of a little over 100,000 for just those ones. Now I have thousands of keywords. I have about 4,700 keywords because I've been around for a while. In the beginning, so I'm averaging a little over 2 million people a month. But in the beginning, you're not trying to do that. You're just trying to get a good amount of people. I gave you my top 5 that I like to monitor because these ones I'm ranked, if you type them into Google, I'm gonna whoop everybody's butt every single time. Nobody's gonna get me. And I want to make sure that you guys cherry pick words that you can go after. Okay, now here's the other cool thing, right? So I go on here and somewhere on here it's gonna tell me my competition, right? Competitor discovery, right? It tells me who I'm competing against. I am competing against Finest Pit Bulls Made, Hoobly, Pinterest, Adopt a Pet, Puppy Find, and JeffPitbullHome.com. Nobody else. I'm not really competing against anybody right now. Now, if you look, the competition that I really needed to beat, they're down here at the bottom. You got Bossy Kennels, Big Gemini Kennels, and Top Dog, right? But now I'm competing against big businesses. People that have a lot of money invested into their sites. Hoobly.com. Everybody knows Hoobly, right? I'm whooping their butts right now. Puppyfind.com. Adoptapet.com. So I'm competing against them and I'm whooping their butts. And it's using this little thing that I'm doing right now, and I don't depend on social media to get me where I need to get. I don't have to put a lot of money into advertising like some people do, because I set it up correctly. Now, if you're really going to be a breeder, you would want to set yourself up from the beginning for success long term. If I would have known this 10 years ago, God knows where I would be right now. But I've only been doing this really hardcore for about 2.5, 3 years. And I've already taken over with just these little steps. There's a lot more lessons to teach. I think this is a big lesson right now for you guys to think about. Every word that goes onto your page, every word that goes into your description, everything that you post out there, it needs to have rich content. Now, if you don't have a website right now, what else could you do? You put your phone numbers, right? Because when you do get a website and you have that phone number on there, it's going to match up to the phone number that you have in your description. So you put your phone numbers. You use an email address, like if edward@manmadekennels.com. Now, I don't do that personally because I'm too lazy, but you make an email address, right, at manmadekennels or at gmail.com. edwardmanmadekennels@gmail.com. I do have one of those. And you put those into your descriptions, and you put your phone number into the descriptions. And then when Google sees that your website comes up and your phone number's on there, when it does a crawl, it crawls every single word in the world. It's looking for words that are bad, like terrorist and bomb and things like that. So they're crawling everything, right? And then they're gonna crawl your stuff and it's gonna sync up. Oh, phone number, oh, there's a phone number here and it matches with this one. And so it's gonna give you some credit for that. And these are called, and it's called an SEO score, right? And what that is basically, how many times have you been mentioned in the world? You know, how much people are talking about you. So my SEO score is pretty high, and it gives you a relevance score later on, and we'll talk about that in another lesson. I think for right now, there's just too many things to get onto. Now, I sent you a package at home, and some of the stuff in there, you may think, oh, this is not for me. I need you to fill it out. Every single bit of it. I need you to fill it all out. Why? Because if you don't have a business plan set up in the beginning, and let's just say you decide to deal with me as a partner or someone else as a partner, and they ask you, what's some things about you, and you have to come up with it on the fly in the back of your head. It might not really be what you really wanted to say, or your partners may misinterpret the goal of your business. And when you want to invest with a partner, or you want a partner to come in, you can give them a copy of your business plan and let them look at it and see if they can help in your strengths and weaknesses. See if they can bring something to the table. See if there's some projects in certain areas, like if you're going to do YouTube, see if they're serious about making YouTube videos, see if they're serious about things like that. So I need you to really fill those things out. It's super important. And then another thing that I really, really need you to do is I need you to think of other sources of revenue. When you're doing this game, the dog world, it's great, especially as you start to grow, it's great. But one other way that you can grow so much faster is by offering other types of services. So let's just say, for instance, you really like dogs and you got nothing going on throughout the day. I would highly recommend you become a dog trainer. I would highly recommend you become a dog trainer, or become a vet tech, or do something in the dog world, grooming. I don't care what you do. You become a dog trainer, a vet tech, or grooming, or anything like that. And what you're gonna get there is you're gonna get some skills and some knowledge, right? And then you can come back and you're skilled and you're knowledgeable about these things. And now you can make your videos because you are a certified vet tech. You are an actual certified dog trainer. You are a certified groomer. You can teach some tips and tricks. And now when people call you, they know what kind of professional you are. You're a breeder that has experience, but you also got a backup thing here that says that you're also a dog groomer, so you know about taking care of dogs. You're also a protection trainer or dog trainer, so you know about training dogs. And what this is gonna do is now you got two sources of traffic, two ways, two different groups of people to get to back you. And that's branding, and that's more sales, and that's more growth. And if you're shy, let's just say like, oh Ed, I don't like getting in front of the camera, I'm not really a cameraman. I literally put this on today specifically for you. I didn't set up no props. I didn't put the dogs away. I got Zombie over here barking because I wanted to be real with you guys. I didn't want to be a fake, set this thing up and I'm all dressed up nice with my Man-Made Kennels gear on. This is real world, and in this world, it's gonna be dirty, it's gonna be tiresome, but it's going to be very, very profitable and very, very beneficial to you long term. And so everything that you do, you have to have an understanding of how it's done. So you can be a dog breeder. When I teach you something, if I teach you, for instance, how to whelp a litter, or how to inspect a puppy, or how to look for stuff, well, now guess what? You're the professional. If I taught you how to do it, you can go do a little bit of homework so you can get a little bit more skills than what I've given you. Just a little bit more, enough to where you can turn around. And if I made a video on it, guess what? You can make a video on it. Hi guys, my name is Zach. I'm from Utah and I'm the owner of the Great State Pit Bull Training Company, whatever you want to call it. And today we're going to talk about your basics, potty training a puppy. So you think that your dog's got a problem with urinating all over your home? I'm going to tell you in 3 easy steps how to stop your dog from urinating. Okay, step number 1, you got to put them on a schedule. You can't give your dog a boatload of water in the morning time and expect them not to pee in their crate by the time you come home at lunchtime to let them out. So you got to put them on a schedule. If they're going to drink water, have time to let them out before you leave for the day so that they can pass off that water that they've drank. Step number 1. And while I'm doing, guys, step number 2 and step number 3. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure you share, and if you ever have a question, give Zach a call and I'll take care of you. God bless. Hang up the conversation. Video's done. You are the professional. Zach just learned that from me 2 days ago. And he planned and prepared and made a video. And he put it on his YouTube and he put it on his social media sites. And now people are like, who the heck's this guy Zach? But he's right. That's exactly how you do it. And they're like, I'm going to follow you. And now Zach makes another video, and Zach makes another video, and Zach starts posting up cool little memes about puppies and dogs. And now Zach's got a couple of followers, right? And then Zach's got a litter due. Guys, this is Zach here from the great state of Utah, and let me tell you, I got some amazing puppies for you. These puppies, they're not just puppies, these are the best puppies you've ever seen in your life. Some people are going to be like, screw Zach, he's annoying, I can't stand the way he talks. But some people are going to fall in love with Zach. And they're going to be like, that guy Zach is freaking awesome. He taught me I potty trained my dog with his video. Honey, we're looking for a new dog. We should call Zach up and see if he'll even answer the phone, right? And then they call Zach because Zach left his contact information everywhere. Like, it's everywhere. Like, everything that has to do with Zach, his phone number's on there, right? And they call him. And Zach, when he picks up that phone, he goes, hey guys, how you doing? This is Zach from the great state of Utah. How can I help you? And he talks to them as if he's been family with them for years. This is so important. It's so important. It's so important. And it's going to literally change everything about how you do business. Now, Zach has problems in his personal life. He's got things going on with his 2 baby mamas. And, he's got a business, but he's got a personal life that's driving him up the wall. But when he is doing business, he represents much more than just Zach. He is an ambassador to his brand, and he is an ambassador to his breed. And so I don't care what you got going on in your personal life, it has to be turned off, okay? If you cannot control, big tip number 2. Big tip number 2. If you cannot control your emotions, get out of it while you're ahead. Get out of it. You have to be able to control your emotions when you're doing this. I don't care if somebody scammed you out of $500 or somebody owes you $2,000. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care if you say, well, these kennels, they got onto them and they got their money back and they went on the internet and they bashed them and threw them under the bus on Facebook. Scammers beware. I don't give a care about none of those people. None of those people are going to get where you're going to get if you follow my rules. They may be here right now in your mind, but you're going to be light years ahead of them. You're going to be light years ahead of them if you just follow the rules. And that is control your emotions. Make strategic, rational decisions. So instead of getting mad at someone that does something wrong to you, give yourself a few minutes to breathe. Type it all up that you want to say, all the bad stuff, and then delete it. Type it all up, delete it, but do not share it. when you're doing this, when you're in this business world, you got to make business sense decisions for you long term. Everything you say can and will be used against you. Just as many fans and people that love you, there are haters and people that are going to manipulate what you say and the things that you do. They're going to manipulate it. So you always have to take that approach with everything that you do. That's one of the reasons why I don't wear this in front of the camera very often. I got tattoos on me. I kind of look a little scruffy sometimes. I don't care what those people think about people like me in the real world, but those are customers in the business world. So I want to give no one no room to think negative about me. Now you guys and girls, wherever you are, you guys and girls, we're family now, so you're going to get the raw Eddie, right? When you call me, I'm going to tell you. And one thing that you can ask anybody that knows me well, ask anybody in the Man-Made family that's been dealing with me for a long time. I'm the most loving, one of the most true, most loving people you'll ever meet, but I will give it to you raw. I'm going to tell you when you're wrong, and I don't care how much work you've put into it. I don't care how hard you tried to make it great. If it's bad, it's bad. You can be out there taking pictures for 3 weeks to get one shot, and I tell you 20 times how to get that right shot. If you send me a picture and it looks bad, I'm not going to tell you that will work. I'm going to tell you, well, you just got to do this and you got to do that. And I'm going to try to be as respectful as possible, but I'm never going to give up on you. And some people don't like that. I know that in my Man-Made family, I know Jack's been wanting to kill me before. Mike's wanted to kill me a few times. Ray, the girls, everybody, Mark, everybody wants to kill me. But when they get that shot and I say, hey, that's it. That's the one right there. It shows. It shows, and they grow and we grow and everything starts to get better. And so no emotions, no emotional decisions. Don't get mad when somebody gives you constructive criticism. If an old school person disrespects you and they're like, yo, son, you don't know what you're doing. Da, 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 da. As soon as they tell me I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not getting mad at them. I'm doing, okay, well, let me hear what you think I should be doing and see, let me pay attention to it. Grab all that information and I'm gonna go do some homework. I'm gonna find out if what you said is true. And if it is, I'm gonna use a growth mindset and I'm gonna incorporate it into my program. If you tell me that the way I'm doing it's wrong, I actually had somebody do this. I had a vet, I'm telling you this, I had a vet that told me, sir, your parvo video, it's wrong. That stuff can kill dogs. You're telling them to do these things, but you're leaving out one main step. And I said, oh yeah, exactly. I was like, well, I'm pretty sure. At first, I got a little bit frustrated. I said, I'm pretty sure I've saved a lot of dogs with these steps. Yeah, you may have saved some dogs, but you're telling them, these things, but you're not telling them to check the temperature. And you're gonna put a video out there that's got that many views. Sorry, guys. You're gonna put a video out there that's got that many views, they should be checking that dog's temperature. And I was like, okay, well, I appreciate your input. And they came at me very rude and disrespectful. But I listened. I listened to what they said and I went and did some homework and they were absolutely correct. Step one, check the temperature of a dog. And I didn't even mention that because I didn't know. I didn't know that, hey, before you start doing anything, let's check the temperature of a dog, because if we can get the temperature right, the dog might stop showing those symptoms, right? They got a little bit of a fever. We're going to cool them down a little bit. Now, all of a sudden, they start eating again. Whoa, I don't have to go through all this process. And instead of getting mad at that individual, I told them, thank you. Inside, I was a little bit perturbed. And I said some things maybe I wish I could have taken back in the very beginning. But at the end of the conversation, I appreciated their conversation. I sent them a message and told them thank you so much for that information, and I updated that information. I put it into the description area on there, and now people are getting better, more accurate information. So when you're doing this, and I tell you something or someone else tells you something, don't get upset about it, but use what they're telling you to grow. Now this is a marketing class, and there's so many avenues to the marketing class, and I want to welcome you to this marketing group. I am going to start doing videos constantly. I needed to get this video out there because I think there's a lot of information that I just talked about that's going to kind of get your mind spinning. And I would say that obviously step one is building a website and branding, getting a name. That's the first things that you need to do. But then now that you kind of got a little bit of an understanding of what's going to happen when you do that, we got to get in deep and start showing you how it's done. And what we're going to do on the next video, we may get into some content writing, some picture taking, and some proving that you can rank #1 on Google. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And you should be able to do everything for less than $100. You know, and if you need to do it for free, I can show you ways to do it for free as well. And we can do some one-on-ones as well. If somebody on here is like, they want to call me, you know, 302-272-3625. If you're in this class right now, you have access to me all the time, and I can break stuff down for you individually, questions that you have. Now, do me a favor, don't call me with questions that we're going to do videos for in the future. So if you call me and say, hey, Ed, you know, I'm about to start the content writing, and what keywords should I use? Well, I can't sit down and do a whole analysis of the keywords you can do. But I am going to break down and show you exactly how to find the keywords that you need. I'm also not going to do the work for you, but I'm going to show you how to do the work. And if you get stuck while you're doing the work, I know how to do the work. So if you're like, hey, Ed, I'm writing this content, I really don't know how to structure it. I'm going to take you to where it shows you exactly how to structure it, how to set it all up. I'm going to give you a perfect template to where you won't even have to ask me again, okay? And then I'm going to prove to you, I'm going to show you a couple things where $10 can bring you 100,000 people. $10, and we're going to bring you 100,000 people to you within a few days, probably about 2 days. But for $10, I'll bring you 100,000 people to a post that you made. Now, I'm going to show you how to set that up, and it's going to be awesome. Guys, I really appreciate you tuning into this. I'm not charging because there's just so much stuff and there's so much content.